In the previous video, we tested My First Automated Webinar, which was created automatically after registration. Now you will create your first custom webinar. In the administration, go to the Webinar section and click on the Create Webinar button. You will see a form with 3 fields. Enter the name of your webinar in the first field, Name. Next, click on the Add Video button where you will see 2 options. If you already have a video recorded on another platform, such as YouTube or Vimeo, choose the Self-Hosted option. If you have purchased a subscription from us, you can use the second option and choose a video from our library. Let's start with the Self-Hosted option. In the Link to Video field, insert any link from YouTube or, for testing purposes, choose the option Use Example Video. In the Webinar Video section, you will see your link assigned to the webinar. For external links like YouTube, we cannot automatically detect the video's length, so it's necessary to manually fill in one more field, Webinar Duration. A video assigned from our library with a paid plan fills this field automatically. Save the webinar using the Save button, and in a moment, you will see it in the list of all webinars. As in the previous video, you can already view a predefined registration page, which we will later modify according to our preferences. There are additional buttons for each webinar, which we will explain now. The Edit button will take you to the section where you can change the advanced settings of the webinar, and we will cover that in the next video. The Duplicate button will create a copy of your webinar. For example, if you want to test multiple versions. The Sessions button will take you to the Session section mentioned in the previous video, but only items belonging to the selected webinar will be filtered out. Since no one has registered for this newly created webinar yet, the list will be empty. In the upper right corner is the box Select Webinar, where you can choose another webinar or choose the option All Webinars to display the sessions of all webinars. Let's go back to the webinar list to explain the remaining buttons. The Delete button will, of course, delete the webinar, along with all the sessions created from it. It's worth mentioning that already registered users will still remain for you even after deleting the webinar in the Contact section. Live Preview is a button that allows you, as an administrator, to see how the webinar will appear to your real users. Never share this link with users. It is only for you as an administrator. Users are provided with the registration page link. We will test Live Preview in more detail later when we set up several automated events such as chat, polls, alerts, or offers. However, if you want to quickly see how it works, click on the Live Preview link for the webinar, My First Automated Webinar, where we have already set up a few events for you. By moving the slider, you can rewind the webinar to any time, and you will always see realistically what will be displayed to your user at that time. It is a useful tool for fine-tuning your webinars without having to watch the entire webinar from the beginning each time. We call this unique functionality Time Walk, which is currently not provided by any competitor. The last button at the webinar is called the Registration button, and this option will be used by those who do not want to use our registration pages because they have already created their own and just want to place a button with our registration form on it. Again, we will demonstrate its usage in later sessions. You have created your first webinar, and in the next video, we will explore the advanced settings via the Edit button.